Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're out on the Dee at Lower Durris, trying to catch a couple of salmon towards the back end of the season. Not many days left. It's looking a bit barren though, it's a bit tragic unfortunately. Seen a couple of fish moving but nothing yet. But we are doing a review of the custom DH by Vision. This is a 6-pack version, this is the one that I had in Canada. I'll probably include some footage of that later on in this video. There's actually a fish on the line, which is always useful. But yeah, probably have a good look at it, see what it can do on the Scottish water. And it's also coupled with the Lohi reel from Vision. So, nice little setup, it's casting nicely. Hopefully we can maybe get a fish. We'll dig in more into what the rod's about later on. Stay tuned. So we're still cracking on this morning. We haven't had any fish yet, unfortunately. Rod is, as expected, superb. It's doing a great job punching the line out with a range of small and large tubes, which is always ideal this time of year. So in comparison to the performance that we saw in Canada with this rod and on this smaller river, it's absolutely superb, more than fit for the conditions at this stage. Hi folks, here we are back on the couch of review. We're about to take a slightly closer look at the Vision DH Custom and its dirty tube and the Lohi Vision reel that it was coupled with that I was playing with today. Going to give a little bit more information on this, some of the specifics, slightly closer look, any challenge points, any points of consideration, and hopefully we can wrap up from there. So let's get stuck into it. So from a starting point, I'm not going to do a big comparison of different double-handed travel rods because this is the 6-pack piece that we're talking about today. I'll drop a link to one of my other videos where I was doing a review on the Hardy Ultralight, and it gives a comparison of this rod versus other rods in price point, weight, etc. So you'll find that in the comments. Overall, really good rod. It probably sits at about, on that spectrum of cost, probably about 3/4 of the way up at £750. So it's not the most expensive thing out there in the market, but it'll certainly cost you a couple of quid. Weight wise, it's not bad. 212 grams, yeah, 212 grams. So it's not really light, but it's not a brick at the same time. You can cast it all day relatively comfortably. From a look and feel perspective, what I would certainly say about it is it does feel like quite a traditional rod, quite a traditional double-handed salmon rod. It's quite stiff in the butt end, and that is definitely noticeable. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more, let's say, modern and very soft, where you will feel absolutely everything and a lot of feedback through your casting, this might not be the rod, depending on what you want to use it for, but we'll jump into that in a little bit more detail later on. So taking a quick snapshot at the Lohi reel, again I'm just going to double up on this discussion as we go through. This thing's solid, absolutely bomb-proof, about £315, £320, great investment for a large arbor reel, that if you're going to use it for targeting bigger species, that being freshwater salmon, big sea trout, or even saltwater focused. This thing is sealed in such a way that it won't get corroded if you want to take it out and target permit, tarpon, that sort of thing. From a capacity perspective, it is marked as a 910, but certainly has the capacity to take much bigger lines. I've got a lot of backing on this thing and a Skagit line currently for this demo, and it's got no problem at all holding that. On the information provided by Vision on this reel, it talks a lot about this is probably suited to bigger rods and rods in excess of 13 feet, etc. Now, I had this coupled with a 13-foot rod today and no problem at all. Yeah, it will couple nicely with the 13-foot-8 or the 13-3-8, depending on which version of the Vision rod you get. But yeah, don't shy away from it if you are using sub 14-foot rods. This will carry, no problem at all. So taking a slightly closer look at the rod, starting off with the rod tube. This thing's absolutely solid. I had this in a soft hold all the way to Canada and back, no issues at all. I'm not sure you could drive over it with a car, but it's certainly pretty strong. Yeah, really useful. The other really nice thing about this, in comparison to some of the other tubes that you're getting these days in storage, is Vision aren't messing around with this. They've just got this nicely sectioned up in here, so you can get a rod out nice and quickly. You don't have to mess around with a felt cover and take everything out. Also, this is a really nice thick bit of foam in here as well. So yep, as far as the case goes, really nice, and obviously it's a nice sort of matte grey, black and red, which you can't really go wrong with. The mud's an added extra that I've put on, you don't get that with it. So taking a closer look at the rod itself, really high quality cork on this, as you would expect. Really nice finish, really nice, decent size fighting butt on this, no messing around with that at all. That's designed to fight a big fish. Nice 6-pack called out here, so that you know it's a travel version. This reel seat is absolutely superb. It's a downward wind. Nice big pieces. It's much better actually than some of the more expensive double-handed rods that I've looked at recently. Once that's sitting in there and locked in, there's no messing around, and to get it out of there as well when you're done with it at the end of the day, no problem at all. So yeah, all happy with that. Really nice finish again here, calling out what the rod is. Again, nice matte black grey with the red finish, and the eyes on this are really nice as well. So overall, no questions about it. It's a really nice high functioning rod. My only comment, as I've sort of mentioned already, is it is a very stiff rod in comparison to some of the other newer rods that are out there, certainly from my experience. So if you are looking for a travel rod that you're perhaps going to be casting the likes of a spare line, or certainly a lighter focused line, you might want to go up a weight class if you are, you've got your heart set on one of these. But by and large, no issues with it at all. It's a great piece of kit. Used it for 6 days solid in Canada. Landed some pretty good fish, fought some pretty good fish and fought them well. Got them under control quite quickly, as you can see in the top corner. And yeah, let's move on. So take a closer look at the Lohi reel. As I said, runs you about 315 to 320 pounds, which is pretty much a bargain for what you're getting, the application that you can use this for, and the fact that it does definitely sit in that higher quality reel class. Comes in this nice bag. It's not overly frilly, but it's it's pretty solid. It's nice material, and it's pretty robust. Also, it's got your Lohi on it, so you know what you're carrying. Not a light reel by any stretch, but you wouldn't expect it to be with the line and backing you've got on it. But really nice finish. This drag system is really nice. I was very impressed with it. Again, having used this reel to catch fish probably up into £20, £22 region, was really impressed with how quickly the drag system was able to kick in and wear the fish down, and the ability to change that drag quite quickly and feel the difference was really good. So yeah, no questions at all about the drag system. And the only thing that I would call out that was a little bit of a challenge was, after one or two decent sized fish with this, the screws that sit into the seat effectively for the reel were a little bit loose. and didn't want to tighten up, particularly on their own, so I had to put some Loctite into this when I came back and screwed it back in. However, now it is solid, it's not going anywhere. If you're carrying multiple reels, different applications of lines, etc., different spools, really easy, simple. Just unwind this will come away. Make sure you don't catch your other fly line, which is sometimes a bugbear. Just set that in, screw it on, and away you go. So, a quick snapshot into the reel, no problems with it at all, very high performance. A little bit of a question around about the screws, but easily solved. An additional spool will cost you about £150. Alright, that's it for the slightly deeper dive. Let's jump back to the Coucher review. So in closing, folks, this is an absolutely superb upper mid-range setup to get your hands on, depending on the application you want it for. If you're going to be using it for Skagit lines and shooting heads, absolutely superb, no issues. This will fire a good strong line all day, coupled with a reel that is very much designed to target bigger species and will lock down on big fish with a solid drag that is continuous, will wear the fish out quickly, and certainly give you the performance that you're looking for. You can certainly take that to the bank as far as what this reel can do. Only thing I would shy away from, as sort of touched on already, from a rod perspective, quite stiff at the back end, and its ratings round about 30 to 38 gram lines, or even the 580 grain for the Skagit. The performance in that I would question a little bit. Certainly if you're going to use something more like a spey line, I would look at going up in weight class or line class. I didn't feel there was a lot of feedback through the rod at the 8 weight level with a short head spey on this rod, and as someone that likes to be able to feel the rod load quite comfortably, I certainly wasn't getting that feedback. So hopefully that's been helpful. As always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a line, comment, subscribe, like, whatever you like, give us a shout. Be good to hear from you. Until next time, cheers.